What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm at the Gary Yoemans Honda in Daytona Beach, Florida, with this brand new 2026 Honda CR-V. I also have the brand new trim level. They call it a Trailsport. We're going to talk all about it. I'm going to take in a complete tour of the exterior, interior, technology capacities, and the test drives. If you enjoy watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's get back to this. The CR-V has been around for a very long time, since 1997 here in the United States. And I remembered it because I used to work for a Honda dealership back then. I remember getting the first one on the showroom floor. It was really exciting, getting something that's different. Because yes, it was one of the first compact SUVs alongside with the RAV4 and the Kia Sportage. It came out a few years earlier, I believe. Now, throughout the generation, it's not only gotten bigger, but more powerful. And for 2026, we also have the first more of an off-road oriented trim. At least that's what Trailsport means in the Honda lingo when looking at the Ridgeline Passport or Pilot. Now, is this a capable SUV to take off the beaten path? Well, let's stick around and find out. But first, we're going to start with the exterior. Well, the first looks, it might not look much different, but when you get closer, you see that this bottom portion of the bumper is more aggressive, more rugged. Now, it also has a set of faux plates, not the real ones you can find on the Ridgeline Passport or Pilot, on their Trailsport trims, just for decoration, basically. Also have the Trailsport badge on the side, big Honda logo. If you look at the lights, we have the reflector LED lights, daytime running lamps, turn signals. Also in the corners, you'll find some curtain curtains for better aerodynamics. Underneath the hood, you'll find a 2-liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine with the hybrid assist. Now, the total output is 204 horsepower, 247 pound-feet of torque. We have a direct drive transmission, and we have the hood struts, guys. Finally, Honda starts putting hood struts on their CR-Vs. We also have some sound insulation, and we're definitely going to check out the quietness of the cabin and the ride quality at the end of this video. As we go around the corner, let's take a look at the side profile of it. I actually like it a lot, especially in this combination. The urban gray with the black accents looks absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about the size of this vehicle. 184.8 is the total length of this vehicle. Now we have the width at 73.5 and height at 66.5, wheelbase 106.3 inches. Now, as far as the ground clearance, this is supposed to add a little bit of the ride height at about 8.2 inches of ground clearance, and the tires are more aggressive than on the regular CR-V, like the Sport L or Sport L Hybrid. Now, let's take a look at the wheels. They're specific to the trim, the gunpowder metal. We have the Continental cross-contact tires, and the size of it is 235 by 60 on the 18-inch rim. Honda doesn't say about anything about the off-road tuned suspension or more capability versus the regular CR-V on this. We also have the black cladding that continues at the bottom of this vehicle to kind of prevent it from scratching up. The top of it looks great too. You have the low-profile roof rails in black. We have the sunroof on this particular one, the shiny black mirrors with the turn signal, blind spot assist. The door handles and the window surroundings are also black. Now, as far as the gas mileage, 35 on this one is the combined one, slightly less than on the regular hybrid CR-Vs because of the tires. 38 and 33 are the numbers for the mileage. Let's take a look and see what's going on right here in the back. And that features, of course, the large LED tail lamps. We still have the incandescent light bulb. As far as the turn signals and the reverse lights are all LEDs as well. Rear view camera, Honda logo, exposed wiper, dirt brake light, CR-V hybrid on one side, Trailsport on the other side. You think you have the dual exhaust, but when you look at this one, there is nothing underneath it. This one features an exhaust. So that's just a decoration in here. And the bottom of the bumper is finished with both matte black and kind of this polished aluminum plastic trim. Let's open up the gate because the Trailsport come with the power gate. And let's see what's going on there. While it's opening, the new Honda remote, lock, unlock, hold to start the vehicle, hold to open the gate, and hold for the panic button on the log on the other side. And by the way, if you had a trailer hitch, you could tow about 1,000 pounds, which is about 500 pounds less than on the non-hybrid version. And here on the inside, you'll find an impressive 36 cubic feet of storage, which is huge for the segment, more than pretty much any of the other competitors. Now, it doubles when you fold down the seats as such to about 74 cubic feet of storage. So definitely a large SUV. Kind of wish was a little bit easier to do. But this is how much storage you have. What else we have in this? Cargo compartment, some illumination, 12-volt power outlet. This doesn't open, hence there's no spare tire. Sorry to say that. That would be nice to have on that CR-V hybrid. And that's what we have in the cargo space. Let's see what we have in the passenger compartment. Starting with this rear door panel, we have some soft touch materials right here on the armrest. Everything else is hard touch as far as the materials that is used, hard plastic. I have this cool looking trim. CR-V, that's in case you forgot what vehicle you're driving. And here's the interior. Now, you don't get leather seats or leatherette seats on the Trailsport. You get this durable looking fabric with some orange contrast stitching, and this kind of the dark gray and black as the color scheme in here. We have the armrest with 2 cup holders in the back. Passenger side seat features a seat back storage, not the driver one. You have 2 USB Type-C ports and the vents for the rear passengers. There is very slight bump right in the middle. Shouldn't be an issue for anybody sitting in the back. And I'm going to do just that to see if I can fit behind the driver. Well, it's backseat time. Let's see. Front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. I am 6 feet tall. Here's how I look in the back seat right here. I have about 2.5 inches above my head, plenty of shoulder room. And look, I have probably about 2 inches in front of my knees before I would hit the seat. And I gotta tell you, Honda makes the best use of the interior space out of any manufacturers. There's always plenty of room. Now, in terms of the seats are on the firmer sides, but they're not uncomfortable. And let's see what's going on in front. And let's listen to the sound of the closing door. Boom, that's pretty solid. We're gonna do it again from the inside. And let's check it out, see what's going on. Now here, this is a soft plastic versus the hard plastic in the back. I can never understand why we can do that the same way front and back. This is soft, and now we have the window mirror lock adjustments right here, more storage at the bottom of the door, CR-V and the speaker. This is non-premium stereo. Sounds pretty good, actually. And the driver's seat is power adjustment. The manual adjustments on the passenger seat. Seats are more sculpted. That's same colors, of course, as in the back. And we have Trailsport that's embroidered in the headrest. Let's jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. And let's start with the closing door. It's pretty solid. And this is a new interior for 2026 Honda CR-V Trailsport. We get to the screen sizes and what's new, but I want to start with the basics. The dashboard is covered with the soft touch materials. I think it's the quality and also prevents like squeaking and cracking over the years. Now we have this honeycomb pattern, as you've seen on the Civic, a pretty cool looking one. Now the vents are hidden behind it, both on the side and right here in the middle, and the same trim as goes on the door also is present right here. Below that, you'll find the glove box, which is a decent size. And here's the screen that went from 7 inches to 9 inches for this generation CR-V. You have the dual zone climate control, but let's start with the steering wheel. So leather wrapped steering wheel with contrast stitching. This is most likely Regen, as there's no gears on this vehicle. You have a bunch of buttons on the left hand side. Seat track volume. The scroll wheel controls what's going on in the instrument cluster as well. And this is your voice assist. Now on the right hand side, we have the cruise control, as well as the lane keep assist. And again, the scroll wheel, you can change the settings in the instrument cluster, which is the 11-inch instrument cluster. So let's see, you press the button on the right hand side and you see all your safety systems, so collision mitigation, braking system, blind spot information system, road departure mitigation, and we can actually go back from here. No content, brightness, adjust, vehicle stability assist, vehicle settings, gauge display settings, and here's your hybrid system. I'm actually going to leave this here. So range 358 miles, 15 miles per gallon. Now, this vehicle only has 22 miles on it, so it's really hard to gauge off what it is. Now, driver attention level, and we have back to torque. Here's who's not wearing seatbelts, maintenance, oil life, safety support system, and back to no content. So this is what you have on the right-hand side. Now on the left-hand side, and of course there's a speedometer there too, kind of important. On the left-hand side, you have this hybrid system, the battery level, charge, power, and then you have 25, 50, 75, and 100%. But if you start scrolling the wheel, you have the phone, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, customized display, back to phone. So this is your customization here. And of course, on the very corners, you have the battery level on the right-hand side and the fuel level on the right-hand side. So left-hand side, right-hand side. You know what I'm saying, right? Now, here is the 9-inch infotainment system. I kind of wish Honda went with this Google-based infotainment system for all of their vehicles. This is still fairly small in comparison to some of the competitors. But, it is functional. So what we have, first of all, the home button will bring you to this screen right here. So you have the audio source, and now we have the AM, FM, USB, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth audio. As you notice, there is no Sirius XM. We go back here, and you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Both are available with wireless connection. And then you have the general settings for the vehicle. So system connection, display, data sharing with Honda, sound volume, rear camera. And then you also have a shortcut button right here underneath that you can connect the phone. So you press this button and say, hey, connect new device. So instead of going through settings, there is a shortcut, which is a smart thing. Volume and power knob right here. Let's take a look at the quality of the rear view camera. And that could be improved, in my opinion. A little pixelated, if you will, not as sharp as you've seen of some of the other models. And we have the 3 different angles of the camera and active trajectory lines. There's no front view camera on the Trailsport model, so if you were to take it off-road, most of the like the pilots and passports and all that stuff has it. That would be helpful. So the camera would probably need a little bit of improvement, in my opinion. And let's see what else we have. So as far as the drive modes, they're displaying right here. We have Sport, Normal, Econ, and Snow. Those are your drive modes. I'm going to leave it in Normal for this presentation and test drive. Right here you have a hazard lights, dual zone climate control, heated seats, and heated steering wheel, the standard on the Trailsport. Down below you have 2 USB Type-C ports, 12-volt power outlet, and the wireless charging pad. This is where you change your drive modes. You have the hill descent assist, and then you have the parking, brake, and brake hold buttons, and the regular looking shifter, which is kind of cool, right? We have the 2 decent size cup holders and more storage inside of this center console. Scrolling up, you have the regular mirror, no home link assist. Kind of wish that Honda went back to it and added it back. I have the sunroof, one-touch operation. Open it up, let some air, let some light inside of it. And of course, it has a manual sunshade, and it's a glass sunroof. Opening this up will give you a place for your sunglasses, and here you have illuminated visor with the mirrors. Let's talk about pricing and see where it fits in the lineup. And here we are on the Honda's website. Let's talk about the pricing. So the CR-V starts with the LX model at $30,920. It is a non-hybrid with 190 horsepower. Then EX is the second non-hybrid, $33,150. Then price-wise, we go to the hybrid. First, Sport Hybrid starts at $35,630, and then we go to the non-hybrid EXL, $35,400. Trailsport Hybrid, $38,800, comes standard with the all-wheel drive. So even though it is slightly more expensive than the Sport L Hybrid at $38,725, when you get the all-wheel drive on the Sport L Hybrid, that's going to be more expensive. And the Sport Touring Hybrid at $42,250. So anywhere from $30,000 to $42,000. This is your range. And I think there is a good selection of trim levels that fit people's budget and needs. Myself, I would definitely go for the hybrid. I think they're faster, they're more gas efficient. The price is not that much difference, and the features that you get with them are more plentiful. So let's take this for a quick spin. And we're going to turn it around. We're going to do a 360 right here in this parking lot and see what that is. Steering wheel all the way to the right, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4.5 parking spots. So pretty nimble, very nice. You know, there's plenty of space in of this CRV, tons of room on the interior, very quiet. I was afraid we're going to hear a lot more of that engine noise right here. But no, it is very nice and smooth. Now, as far as this particular trim level, what do we have as far as the Trailsport? On the CRV, it's basically the visual trim, right? On the exterior, on the interior, we have some embroidered stitching, we have some beefier looking bumper, and we have the beefier tires. But there's really nothing in terms of capability improvement as far as the off-road tune suspension, the different all-wheel drive system that helps you with traversing the trails. It does look better visually, in my opinion, than some of the other trim levels, especially when you look at the Sport or even Sport L. I would choose, based on the look, the Trailsport. However, you will lose a little bit of a gas mileage on the Trailsport, largely due to the tire size on this vehicle. We're going to stop here in this parking lot. It is a controlled environment. Just want to do a little bit of pickup and go, about 7.9 seconds. On paper, 0 to 60. We're not going to go that far, but I just want to see how that takes off. Wow, very nice. About 30 miles per hour in no time, so definitely capable of merging in traffic. No issues here. Braking is good. The car doesn't dive very hard as far as that. And let's do it again here. And I'm going to use these pedals right here to see what that is. Well, there's just arrows showing down here. That is definitely a regen pedals over here. And sadly, I'm not going to be able to take you for a longer test drive. They just informed me that somebody's waiting to look at this particular vehicle and probably buy it. So I will come back and do a test drive of another CRV 2026 with the same engine. But overall, based on this short experience that I had here, it looks like it has enough pickup. It is quiet enough on the inside. And here's one other thing. The air conditioning system is so good. We have about 90 degrees outside. I was able to cool this vehicle down really, really quickly. It has plenty of room. The ride is quiet. I like the way that the suspension handles those small imperfections right here in this parking lot. Of course, would be different if I took it off the beaten path and see if it really is capable of going on some light trail riding. But let me know what you think about it. Would you spend the extra money to go with the Trailsport, or maybe you'd stick with the regular Sport or splurge for the Sport L with the more luxurious features? I welcome all the comments, and thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in my next video. Cheers.